So welcome again. This is part two of the MDM series. So we understood what is MDM and what how it is typically done. Yeah. So this is a part two. So we all know it's about acquiring the data and then transforming that data into an XML. MDM is a tool given by IBM. They have given you the batch utility to load the data, pump the data into the system in a very faster way. There is an MDM server which has tons and tons of services to add the data. Yeah, and then they have given you those Oracle. They have given you the data model where the data goes in via these services. They have given you this product called IBM PME. So these are the typical modules of any MDM solution. It's just not IBM MDM, right? There are so many players in the market. IBM MDM is what we are using. Then there is Microsoft MDM. Microsoft is another player. There is Talent. TIPCO. There is something called Reltio, which is very famous in the health market. There is what else? There is Informatica. Yeah. There is SAP, MDM, and many more. Yeah. So, but these are the famous ones, yeah, where they really have the good market share where they're doing it for many enterprises, different enterprises. So more or less, they all will be having the same modules. They would have given a certain way for you to acquire the data, and then they would have given a certain way for you to standardize the data. They would have given a certain product for you to match the data, and they would have given a certain way for you to search, retrieve, and add and update the data. So typically, I mean, all products would do it. It's one MDM solution, but then they would have done it in their own way. But it is still an enterprise solution, more or less. At a high level, these are the modules. So the technology might be different, but they would do it in this way. But then in Bell, MDM in Bell. So, but then although our stack is IBM MDM, but we have customized it to a great detail. And we will talk about why did we customize? There were challenges. What were those challenges? Why we had to do a lot of customization, right? And we shall speak on that. So, as we said, generally these are your sources. These are your different sources. Yeah, and you are acquiring the data from all these sources. And what IBM gives you is their own ETL product. They call it as an IBM data stage. So we did not use that. Rather, uh, we used the thing which we are good at. Little cheaper. It is called Microsoft SSIS. Okay, so and then they do the CDC, right? IBM gives you a tool called IBM CDC, but then we custom made that solution. Our thing is a custom made. We are comparing, computing the data, custom made. Okay, and then we are using MDM batch processor, which is given by IBM. Okay, MDM batch processor, write it in a short form, and then we use MDM server, and then we have Oracle. Okay, so and then you have something called PME, yeah, and then this is your exposure layer. Yeah. So, so here, I mean, although we are using MDM batch processor, we haven't done any customization here. We are using it as it is. MDM server here, we did a great customization. For example, this product gives you a great flexibility to extend these data models. You'll understand when we see the data model session. But then they have given you the data model, they have made the services on top of them, but then we extended this data model for our own use, and we customized the services. So we built a whole new services. They gave you a framework, they give you the tool to make these new services, and we built in all new services to our use. You'll see all of that. So customization is done here. Yeah, and then we did the customization here. But the customization, MDM server, we use their own framework to do the customization. And then IBM PME is used. We're still using it, but the usage is not very heavy. But what we did is we are using machine learning, Python ML, okay, Python ML, and then we feed the data back to the system, yeah, and then we get it. And then we have something called DSUI, data steward UI is what we say. It came with the product, but then because for some reason we also went with the product. We made our own .NET UI, DGT UI for the governance sake, where if you want to change something, all those use cases, what you saw, GK, CA to GK merge, SA to GK merge, VA to GK merge, GK to GK unmerge, all that is done here. You know, they do it, but then there are integration patterns. In the next session, when you will see, you'll be seeing a whole lot of integration pattern of the data pipelines. So there will be some mid components here and there. So I do not want to complicate in this session, but the crux is, you know, all the data is going to come and sit here and it is going to go. So and then we wanted to do a little faster, you know, the data here, the services what are done written here, they don't cater to our faster requirements, you know, the search and this. So we had to really do the faster requirements. So what we did is, I'll draw it one more time here. This is your MDM server, this is your Oracle. So when any data comes from here, we are pumping this data to, so we are pumping this data to a system called ELK, Elasticsearch. This is a NoSQL database. Yeah. And then this is done via the MV logs. We will talk about what are MV logs. Don't worry about that. This data is pumped into MV logs every 30 second. Yeah, half a second, and then half a minute, and then this goes in here, and on this we have built our own Spring Java layer. This is all architecture pattern. Don't worry about if you're not understanding, but this is how the data flows. This, and then it is then given to eSide. Yeah, this is then given to eSide. eSide actually pulls the data if eSide wants it, and eSide then sends it to so many places, you know, so many different UIs of Bell. eSide sends it. Yeah, eSide sends it to this. Okay, this is eSide for you. So the system the other day, what you saw, the bell.ca, eSide actually sends a lot. Our system eSide pulls the data from us and sends it to the bell.ca also. And there are so many other UIs which we will try to see. The other day we spoke, right? You know, it is BBP, EC, Bell.ca, yeah, Salesforce. These are few to name. Yeah, so these all are there. You know, there the data comes in. They are interested in the data. Sometimes they feed the data into us. So eSide sends this data. Sometimes eSide sends this data to MDM server as an inbound, and it takes the data from MDM server. But then mostly our goal is to expose all the retrieve and search services via this, because this route is much faster. So you will get a repetition of this, you know, when we talk in the data pipelines. Don't worry much, you know, this will be repeated, and you'll catch hold of all these terminologies, components. So but what we want you to understand is the crux of it, the entire solution, right? What we are doing. So you saw the use cases and how this actually flows, how MDM is able to. So MDM is just not about one component, right? You this is, there is an ETL team which helps you to acquire the data. There's an MDM team which welcomes this data or happens. There's an ELK team which actually takes this data, and then and there is a Spring team which actually helps to expose the data. There is an ML team, so there is a .NET team. So all these teams work in tandem to make this effective solution. Literally, what I mean, you ask for a technology, and we have all the technologies, right? So it's a great technology learning environment. We get a lot of exposure towards many technology and how an enterprise solution is made. Yeah. So this is about the technologies, and then so it is, and so it's, since it is an enterprise solution, right? You have to make you know, all what is required for an enterprise. Okay, so we then so a lot of people, so few systems don't want to come to us in a real time. what they say is, you please so notify to us the changes, right? This is your database, Oracle database. So the data will be flowing here and it will be taken from here. So what they say is, okay, we are interested in your GKs, but then we do not want to, read your changes frequently. So why don't you broadcast your changes? For example, you are making a GK today, your GK1 has CA1, CA2, and tomorrow your GK1 gets evolved with your further matching, right? The new data flowing in, it will get evolved to CA3 and CA4. The two records get added. So this needs to be notified to the people who are interested, right? Because they would be maintaining this data at their instance. They do not want to come to you in a real time. Not every time everybody wants to get to a real time, right? Their requirement will be to maintain a copy. Lot of warehouses, lot of caching systems, they want to maintain it. So what we do is, with MV logs, so it's like a typically like your WhatsApp queuing, right? We call it as a queue technology. So this is then sent to a system called Kafka, Apache Kafka. So all this, what the changes you are seeing will be hosted on this topic. It's called broadcasting. What do we mean by broadcasting is, somebody is broadcasting a channel or a movie, they are sitting in Delhi, and then you get to see, a lot of television sets across India can see those movies who are subscribed to that. Okay, who are subscribed to that channel. So whomsoever is subscribed to this topic, they will get to see all these data. Okay, so this is a technology by itself. We have a team working on this. This is how we notify team. So likewise, so they, in future you will also see, it's just not about topic where the data is going outbound now. So you are publishing your notifications, but it could happen that in future you may get a source. You may get a source here. Yeah, you may get a source here which is not there. It is there in the BRS but not in BBM yet. You may get a source where it will be a topic, okay, and they will expect you to read it from here. So your CPM ETL will read the data from this topic, and this data will flow, they will transform and come. So it is for inbound and outbound. We call it as a streaming, event streaming. Whatever changes happen in their systems are put into this topic, and we are the subscriber in this case. And in the other case, right, in the other case, we are the broadcasters. So it is both. So this is how it is. So you get to understand. So I'll list the technologies. You all will be part of a certain technology group, but you are more than welcome to learn all the technologies, because that is how you become an enterprise experts. You can take up larger roles like BAs, designers, architects, yeah, all of that when you know all these technologies. So we started with ETL, and then we started with Java J2EE, because that is the MDM product is built on that. And then we Oracle SQL, yeah. So and then it is about Python, ML. We saw .NET, yeah. We saw Apache Kafka, okay. And then we saw yeah, Elk, yeah, Elk, and we are working on Apache Spark for distributed computing, more of an Hadoop big data, and this Apache Kafka, and the Spring applications, Spring Java. So these are actually on cloud. So we are using OpenShift, okay, OpenShift, and this is being used. Yeah. So these are the technologies. You will be working. You will be part of these technology teams, and then you'll get to know. So apart from the DGT UI, we also have a system called. You'll get to know when we talk about the pipelines. Don't worry much. But then just that we cover that also. We have something called CNT, customer naming tool. That the data is taken from there. I would say here. Okay, CNT. So you'll get to know when we talk on the data pipelines. Hope this session will be very helpful. You'll get a good understanding about the technologies, how the data flows, and then we shall connect back with new session where we'll be talking on the data pipelines, where this will become more and more clear because we will take one flows and we'll be talking on the data pipelines. Yeah. Thanks for watching, and we shall connect with you in the next session. Thank you. Bye-bye.